I'm excited about what's going on in our program, the growth that we have displayed from our first game to our past game on the road. I think guys are individually growing into their roles, responsibilities, and identities, and those things are important whenever you look at the big picture of a program.
Dennis, once you got a chance to watch that game again and analyze a little bit, what maybe did you see anything that you didn't see in real time that was good, bad, indifferent?
Yeah, I probably watched that game 10 times, 4 times on the way home, and obviously another time when I got home eventually. But I think whenever you look at different substitution patterns, who else could have stood out or stepped up? I just thought the rhythm. We didn't want to break the rhythm, and guys understood that. I think ultimately our staff did a great job, did a tremendous job in preparation and preparing our players. Our bench decorum was absolutely stunning by the thanks of Ben Sternberg, who is one of our captains, and he holds that position dear to his heart. I think the eye contact in huddles, those things all played a role in us coming out of timeouts, executing at a high level, running plays that we've never practiced, and I've put them on the board. Those things take faith, takes confidence, and I saw the looks in the guys' eyes. I saw the direction, the connectivity of leadership, and that's why we were able to prevail.
Dennis, what was the team's reaction to just the road environment, and how do you think they reacted to it?
We got to continue to get better, without a doubt. There are some things within road games that you learn only by being in that situation together. We're going to continue to get better in that area, and ultimately our guys, especially Trey Gomillion, who knows me in that environment. He coaches, and he coaches out there in the sidelines, and when he's in the game or not in the game.
Coach, I want to ask about Trey. So you talked about in the past his alter ego, Coach Cameron. Did Coach Cameron emerge in the last game, and if so, when?
Yeah, he emerged in the game. He called the diamond press that we were in. He knows it's in our package. That's why he made a point to be at the very top of it, to initiate it, but also to understand what it's going to take to be in that environment to win. I think, ultimately, when you have players buying into your schemes and scouting reports, but also the relationship of trust and words that's coming out of each other's mouth, knowing that it's not coming from a bad place, but it's coming from a great place, it's coming with some direction, it's coming with resolve. Those are things that coaches always look for in players to continue to get better. And we're going to consistently see guys step up, no different than Nick Honor. Nick Honor said, let's get the ball to Sean East, and Sean East was able to deliver. So therefore, Nick Honor moved himself off the ball to the shooting guard spot, and I allowed that to happen just because he saw something within the game that took place.
Coach, you mentioned earlier in the season how you wanted to be very deep on this team and mix and match a lot of lineups. Now, 8 games in, has the lineups and rotation kind of worked itself out, or are you still kind of in a wait and see?
No, we're always evolving. No different than Ronnie DeGray III. I'm expecting him to continue to grow and give us more. I'm not satisfied. I still am not satisfied with where Mo Diari is at. I think he has a lot to give. But also you look at the other guys on our roster, we can just play so many different ways, and I'm just thankful that they are patient. I'm thankful that they are connected. I'm thankful that they do believe in the big picture, not just the small moments.
Dennis, I think we figured even before the season started that Saturday would be a sellout, but just knowing that it is now, and kind of seeing how your team adapted on the road, how do you think they're going to react to this?
You talking about SEMO game? Oh, that's on Sunday, by the way. SEMO is a very important opponent, and I truly believe there should be a sellout at that game. I'm excited. I know sometimes we mix up days, Saturday, Sunday. I do the same thing. So Sunday's game against SEMO is very important, and our guys know that as well. So ultimately, when we look at the big picture, we stay in the moment. We try to not look too far behind, but learn from the past, but not too far ahead of ourselves, and ultimately looking at our next opponent. I say all along that the most important opponent is ourselves, and our players know that. They can complete my sentence when I bring it up, and obviously the style of play that SEMO has is one that's a very, very good style. I respect their coach, the program, and obviously what has to take place on Sunday. So we're excited about Sunday. We're excited about the energy here at Mizzou Arena, and it'll be exciting.
Coach, what are you expecting out of that SEMO game this weekend?
We're going to get SEMO's best shot. There's no doubt about it. That game has to be one that we have to get better to do the things that we need to do. And it starts today in practice. It starts with our mindset. It starts with our ability to stay into the details of it, but also our ability to stay connected with how we've been playing thus far, allowing the game to come to us, but also defending at a level that we can defend it.
Hey, Coach, who has the biggest shoulders on the team?
I think, ultimately our entire team has shoulders, because what I'm asking all of them to do is carry the weight of our program, which is 8 core values: friendship, love, accountability, trust, discipline, unselfishness, enthusiasm, and toughness. And they all carry that on the team, and it's a load. But my expectations is to go far and beyond what others expect of us, and bring the very best out of ourselves. Great question.
Coach, who has the best hairstyle on the team?
The best hairstyle on the team, I believe, is the two kids that I call Curly.
Yep.
Curly 1 and Curly 2.
That's a great answer.
Noah Carter, Ben Sternberg. They do a great job of doing what they have to do, but also Shawnee's. I think ultimately Shawnee's is a kid that has personality. He's a kid that will continue to lead us and help us.
Is it possible to not have the Kansas game come into your mind at some point?
We play SEMO, and for our family, friends, and loved ones, it's important for people who make sacrifices to know the schedule in the big picture, so they can plan family events, so they can obviously prioritize important things in their life. But as it relates to a team, our inner circle, is important for us to stay in the moment, continue to learn from our past, but also understand the responsibility of that. The responsibility of something like that isn't to look too far ahead. And too far ahead, the only far ahead that we look is April 1st, April 3rd. We consistently talk about it in our program and what it would be like to be in those venues in Houston. And everything that we do is predicated toward that direction. There's so many things that we learn about ourselves from one game to the next, and we have been learning from our exhibition games all the way to game 8, this past game that was on the road. You learn things from yourself, and you hope to apply those things in a positive way the very next game, or even the very next practice. I just want our guys to continue to win today and give their very best.
Coach, I was listening to your appearance on the Slap and Glass pod.
You enjoyed that?
They really know their stuff. It was a really great conversation.
Yeah.
You talked about preaching instincts and how you want to preach instincts to your team, and that allows them to play sort of, not even to their fullest potential, but I guess your up-tempo pace, it allows them to, I don't know what I'm saying. Are you seeing those instincts on the court this season?
Yeah, I think at my press conference all along, I want to consistently play a style that gives you a positive assist to turnover ratio. You shoot the ball over 30+% from the 3, and you defend. And I think our guys are doing those 3 things in their own unique way, because there's several ways to be able to do it. I think when you look at positive assist to turnover ratio, being able to have a team that's currently sitting at #1 in the country in terms of assists, right? But also turnover margin, but also assist to turnover ratio. To have 2 guys, Trago Million is at a 6.0 assist to turnover ratio. That's a tremendous stat in the stat line. We have Demoy Hodge shooting 40% from the 3, and several other guys following behind that. We have a level of play and style that allows us to defend with steals per game, be able to have that amount of steals, anticipation in our defense. But ultimately it cannot be done, and I will consistently say this, it cannot be done without our tradition, and that's the former players that played in this program that came before us, and the coaches, but also our fans that consistently circle dates on their calendar and be presently involved in our games and setting a home court advantage, and our student body who does this entire same.
One last question.
Coach, how does it feel to start in your first season 8-0?
Well, I don't get emotional in November, December. I think we try to stack pennies, and eventually see what we can come away with in those small victories by adding those small things, because those small things do become big things. Talk to me in April. I keep a diary to see how I feel now, and always reflect back and see once the time has passed and the results are in, where will we be at. And I think that's my job as a leader, CEO of the program, to push us forward and not be complacent with where we are, but demand more and consistently demand more of our guys, more of myself, more of our staff, and more of our unit together. So, and I'll continue to do that.